Today's topic is all about filling journals for gathering laborers. So right here, I do have some of these gamekeepers. A gamekeeper is a skinning laborer. Whenever I go out and skin mobs, I can fill skinning journals. Which journal is the best? Which one should you be filling for the maximum amount of profit? The old rule of thumb is that you should always use the tier of journal that's 2 tiers below the level of the zone. So if you're in a tier 6 zone, you would use a tier 4 journal because that's 2 below 6. However, that's incorrect because unlike other higher tier journals in higher tier zones like tier 6, tier 7, tier 8 journals, tiers 2, 3, and 4 almost share the exact same amount of sell value per resource. So let me show you some math on the screen here. Okay, so if you turn in a tier 2 journal to a gamekeeper with a 150% return rate, that means that it's a tier above, so you would need a tier 3 house with tier 3 trophy journal and regular skinning journal. You will get 57 tier 2 hide back. When you compare it to the tier 3 journal, you will get 90 tier 3 hide back, and because tier 3 hide is slightly more expensive than tier 2 hide, only by a little bit, and you get more, well, you could automatically say, well, tier 3 hide is better, and that is incorrect. So, first off, let's look at the fame requirements of the 2 journals, and that is tier 2 only takes 450 fame to fill, whereas tier 3 takes 900. Now, do note that if you want to fill a tier 3 skinning journal, you can skin tier 3 animals, tier 4 animals, and tier 5 animals. But if you skin a tier 2 animal, which are extremely profitable, by the way, as seen in previous videos on my channel, that will not fill the tier 3 tome. So that's the first problem. The second one is the value of the journal reward here. You can see that comparing tier 2 to tier 3 is only 2,311 more silver, but it takes twice as long to fill. So you're not quite getting the exact amount. So if you're limited on living space, which, like I said, living space is extremely cheap. If you make a guild, you make a new character, you give it 300,000 silver, which is not a lot for established players. You can buy a guild for 100,000 and then build the guild hall, a tier 3 guild hall, put all the right furniture and trophies, and you are completely fully set to have 10 laborers there that will. Technically, if you do the math, you will make your money back in 10 days, but because you get 80%, if you deconstruct the house and sell everything, you get 80% of your initial investment back, so it only really takes 2 days to make your money back. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that the silver earned per fame requirement to complete journals. For every point of fame, you're earning 6.71 silver, technically, if you do the math, when you're filling tier 2 journals. But if you fill tier 3 journals, you're only getting 5.9. And this adds up because, like I said, if you kill a tier 2 mob and skin it, you're not getting any fame towards that tier 3 journal. Now, if you've watched previous videos on my channel, you will know that skinning in tier 4 zones is much, much more profitable than tier 5 zones for many, many reasons. For one, skinning in a tier 4 zone, they're less populated, okay? They're much, much less populated. There's more mob density. The tier 2 and tier 3 mobs respawn much faster than tier 4 and tier 5 mobs. Tier 5 yellow zones are massively, massively overrun with bots and skinners. The spawn timers for tier 5 resource mobs are too damn high. It's like 25 minutes for one of the swift claws or whatever, right? You're more likely to get baby drops from the tier 4 giant stags and tome drops than you are in tier 5, and when you do get a tier 5 drop, it's barely more than the tier 4. So, for instance, Swift Claw Cub versus, baby stag. It's like 20,000 silver, and then the tomes are maybe 20 to 50,000 silver difference, but you will get so many more tier 4 or tier 3 tomes than tier 4 ones, or tier 4 to tier 5. You get what I'm saying, right? After doing thousands and thousands of tests comparing all the zones, so skinning in general, or just most gathering except for wood cutting for some reason because it's undersaturated, and possibly stone cutting, but right now stone cutting's in a weird place. Tier 4 zones beat tier 5 zones just as for pure profit, okay? But besides that, there's another reason you should fill the tier 2 tomes over the tier 3 ones. And that is because you can refine the tier 2 raw resources for completely free And if you refine them in a town that gives a bonus, you will always profit even more. And that profit will push your silver above tier 3 journals every single time. So let me pull up the little info screen again. If you look here, yes, you get 90 tier 3 hide for a tier 3 journal. They take twice as long to fill, blah, blah, blah. But if you took those tier 2 hides and you refined them into tier 2 leathers and sold them, the amount that you're selling, like say I just had 10, let's pretend I just had 10 laborers. Okay, in scenario A, 10 laborers are doing the tier 2 hide, and in scenario B, 10 laborers are doing the tier 3 hide. Initially, because we had the same amount of laborers, the tier 3 hide would pull ahead, right? But you're wrong. Because once I refine that tier 2 hide into tier 2 leather for completely free, remember, it sells for more than the tier 3 hide will. And you can't just refine tier 3 hide, you need tier 2 leather to refine tier 3 hide. Therefore, tier 2 journals win. So if you want to know the best possible journal that you should be using, if you are a gatherer, if you're like me, a guildless solo player who only stays in the blue and yellow zones because it's more efficient than the black zones, I have made several videos about going to black zones and skinning and harvesting and gathering, and every single time the blue zone beats it. Every single time it beats it, okay? I just go look at my other videos. I've got like 20, 30, just type gathering on my channel search bar, and there you go. You'll find plenty of them. With that said, I hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully you can understand now that if you are to be using journals for skinning, or really any kind of resource gathering, you should keep it at tier 2, because the time that you spend filling them and the money you will make in the long run will greatly outpace any other tier. Unless you're like, okay, here's the thing. If you have a guild and you're in a black zone and you live in a hideout and you have a guild that controls an entire black zone deep into the black zone, tier 8 zone, of course you would be using tier 6, tier 7 journals. Of course. These videos do not apply to those people. These videos apply to 80% of the player base that refuses to be a slave in a guild, that refuses to bend the knee and be forced to do virtual labor for silly protections of virtual greed. This is for your regular player that logs into the game, they have fun, they want to make some money so they can buy their overly priced premium that it's like almost 16 million again. So, guys, the tier 4 zones are where you should gather, and tier 2 journals are what you should fill. But also, there's one last thing too, and this one is really market dependent, and it varies wildly. I'll go ahead and show you, okay? In the case of gamekeepers, okay, you could also sell the gamekeepers once you level them up. Now, leveling them up with tier 2 journals will take a little while. I wouldn't push them to tier 5, but let me just show you the market real quick. Let me just show you if you wanted to go that route. The cool thing is that because you're using tier 2 journals, you can begin to feed your laborers immediately. Of course, if they're level 2, you'll only get 100% return, but it's still fine, okay? So we're going to go to laborers and type gamekeeper. So gamekeep, okay, right? Right now, I can go, this is an interesting little money hack too, is I can go on my island and I can buy a tier 2 gamekeeper from the house, plop it down and pick it back up and sell it for profit, because it costs me 800 to 900 to put down due to the global discount. Normally they're 1,000, but you can see here that they're selling for 3,000 because people are lazy. They don't, you literally make 2,000 to 3,000 silver with a few clicks. And they sell constantly, right? Like, we got 1 there, 2 there, 10 there. This was like 7-8 hours ago, okay? So it's free money, but we get a tier 3. Just leveling them once, that's... Guys, you're paying here's the thing. These level up to tier 3 in a single day. And that guy's being loud, by the way. My bad. But, well, not really my bad. You pay 1,000 for a tier 2 gamekeeper with no global discount. You give it a journal, and the very next day it's tier 3. You can sell that for 3,495. So you made 2.5 times your investment. And you get leather to sell alongside it, and you get the journal back. But if you want to level it even further beyond tier 4, look at that, 15,000, okay? If you feed tier 2 journals to a tier 3 laborer, it does take a few days, sometimes maybe 2 to 3. But you made, let's see, 15, 16 times your initial investment, and you're getting leather along the way. And then, of course, if you push it to tier 5, which I wouldn't recommend doing with only tier 2 journals, because that would take forever, it's the same price. Tier 6, it doubles. from tier 5, but again, that would take way too long with tier 2 journals. So like, just sell them when they hit tier 4 and then rebuy, and you're good to go. And it's just free money for, like, if you're going to gather, you better be doing this. There is absolutely no reason you should never ever gather without your damn journals and without an army of laborers to fill them with. For me, I have several hundred islands, and what I plan to do after this video is I'm basically going to go and convert almost all of them into stone cutters and gamekeepers, because I harvest stone and I skin animals, and I'm just going to be filling tier 2 journals. I'm done filling tier 3 journals. After the math speaks for itself. There's no reason for me to fill tier 3 journals anymore. I thought I was being, cool by, maybe leveling the laborer faster, but from tier 4 to tier 5, there's no profit, and from tier 5 to tier 6 takes too long unless you're using generalist journals. But also, the housing costs too much. Like, I'm sitting on these tier 5, tier 6 houses and stuff. You don't need that. Just build tier 3 ones and be done. Like, yes, tier 4 is also really cheap, and you could do it if you want, because travertine is super cheap. So it's really cheap to go to tier 4 if you want, but you don't need to, because with a tier 3 guild hall, tier 3 house, you already have laborers at 150% happiness. There's really no reason. If you go to tier 5, it's a huge jump in price, and you get 1 additional laborer for a house, and you get 5 laborers per guild hall, but it's cheaper just to make more characters, more guilds, and more islands. But that's a topic that I've covered in previous videos. That's not what this video is about. This video is about proving to you that tier 2 journals are the king of profit, and you should absolutely be using them. Now, there's no telling in the future if the economy shifts and tier 2 materials become cheaper. I doubt it, because all refining requires tier 2 materials. Like, if you want to refine tier 7 to tier 8, well, you need tier 7 materials, and to get tier 7 materials, you need tier 6, and to get tier 6, you need tier 5, so on and so forth. It's a huge refining ladder, and it all begins at tier 2. And because there's not enough people supplying the market with tier 2 materials, that's why the prices are on par, if not more expensive than tier 4 materials. So, with that said, guys, I hope I make you lots of money with these tips. Go out there, fill those tier 2 journals, get your laborers all set up for tier 2 journaling, and enjoy rolling in the dough, enjoy being able to afford your premium once again after this ridiculous stupid price hike. I don't know about you, but I can't afford no real-life money to pay for premium. That's ridiculous. And playing this game without premium is an absolute it's torture. It's just mental torture. Guys, with that said, I'm Soul Benji. I make videos every day on this channel, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Alright, and also, there is a Discord link in the description. Go ahead and join that if you want to play games with me. There's like 30 people in the Discord. Maybe 3 or 4 of them are kind of active. So, you may think, oh, I'm a big YouTuber, I get 70,000 subs. No, the thing is that, like, people just don't want to play games with me. I don't know what the deal is. But yeah, go ahead and join that Discord. We can do some group dungeons and do some crazy stuff. You could be in a video. Isn't that cool? We could be the best of friends. I'm a pretty cool guy, right? Also, if you want to support me financially, there is a thanks button you can click below this video. Your donation goes through YouTube, and it will show up as a comment. If you donate a large amount of money, the comment box will change colors. Everyone can see it. It's really cool. It's super awesome. No one's done that in a while, but hey, I understand. It's holiday season and stuff. Anyway, you can also become a channel member. That is like, you know how on Twitch, people pay $5 a month to subscribe for whatever reason? Well, YouTube has the same thing. It's called channel memberships. You click the join button down below, $5 a month, but you get access to private and more personal videos. If you go to my pinned comment of this video, there's a playlist for members only. Like some of those videos that I make for members only are exploits or crazy money-making methods that I wouldn't dare share with the public, because then no one can make money, right? These are videos that are either too good for the public or things that I just want to share with my, fans that don't really belong in a public video. Anyway, with that said, on the right side of the screen right now is a video that you should absolutely click. Google demands it. Google knows you better than anybody. So go ahead and click that video. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss tomorrow's video. I'll see you then. Mwah.